So now the game, same that we were just playing, we're just building on it. But now I want you to specifically work towards a collar tie and elbow. What I mean by this, collar tie on either one, okay? Collar tie, elbow, okay? And then I want your secondary control, either bicep tie. It can be, if go ahead, get a grip. It can be outside elbow, okay? It can be bicep tie. It can also just be wrist. But I want you to go ahead and get a grip. Get a grip on the elbow. I want you to have some path, have a collar tie and an elbow, and some path to manipulate where his elbow is. Whether it's like this, or it's like this, or it's like this. I can move his elbow. Okay. Secondary, up to you, as long as you can move the elbow. But you must have a collar tie with the elbow right here in the chest. Okay. Once you get that, if you can hold that grip for 2-3 seconds, right? Count yourself. But you know when you have it. All right. You best know when you have it. Just reset. Cool. All right. 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna play hammies. All right, I'll play this last one day. Whoever was your last one day. So the game ends. Do whatever I need to do. The only goal is, can I touch his hamstring? Can I? Okay, let's make it more specific. Can I touch his hamstring and make contact with his torso with my head? If I touch his hamstring with one hand and I make contact with his torso with my head, we win. Cool.
The head position is going to make you or break you. You can do that with bad head position, and he's got you. So the head position's super important.
For now, anywhere will suffice. Anywhere, as long as it's the torso with your head, where I can, you know you did it. If I can touch him with my forehead, and I can make him have to take a step to get his balance like that. Cool. Right, let's go. Give me that hammy, boy. We have to take them down, or are we just trying to grab their hand?
No, you just do the touch, and that's it. You know when you got it. Just get to that control position and then reset.
My hands off my hand. You signed the waiver. So, let's talk about. We've been over like approach a whole lot, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. But just like quick recap: matching head position, right? Not so much lower than him that I give him easy access to get heavy on my head and snap me down. Not so much higher than him that I give him easier access to my legs. Roughly matching head height. Okay. Mm-hmm. Next, when I reach, anytime I reach, I always want to make sure that I'm staying defensively sound with my lead leg. So as I start to make contact, if I just reach, I'm giving him opportunities here as I reach to just duck under and go and shoot the single. Okay, so we need to be careful. Anytime I reach, ideally, typically, you should go for a rear hand reach. So whatever was my rear leg, I'm going to keep a down block hand in front of my lead leg, and I'm going to make initial contact. Then I can start making my secondary contact. Okay. Secondly, let's talk about our end goal that this whole class is going to be centered around is getting to a single leg. Right, it's going to be our most probably in terms of time invested learning. It'll be our most consistently, most likely our consistently well-performing takedown in jiu-jitsu at all levels. Right. There's plenty of effective takedowns, but a single leg is something that's fairly safe, doesn't require a ton of athleticism, and you can stay pretty defensively sound as you go for it. So we're gonna focus this entire class and probably every Monday for this whole month on developing our single leg. So the basic idea that I want to go for here is I need to any of my good setups are going to involve staying defensively sound through the whole movement. Okay. Secondly, it's going to involve making him step at my will, making him step where I want him to step with either leg. Okay. Thirdly, it's going to involve being able, a good setup is going to give me the ability to attack either leg, not just one. Okay, what I mean by that is a setup for, let's say one of the ones that we're going to go over tonight actually is this collar tie and elbow. So the reason we like the collar tie and the elbow is because it allows me to be defensive and offensive in like a 2-for-1 grip that I get here. I have good control with the collar tie, and we're in so far that I can manipulate his posture, right? I can pull him down. I can be heavy on it. I can start to, if I come out with heavy collar ties, I can also just start to wear on the guy over long periods of time. Okay, that's definitely a strategy that works at very high levels. It's just in very long matches, just super heavy collar ties to wear down on them. Secondly, the elbow gives me a really good defensive frame that's kind of baked in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I'm out here, no. But if I get in here and I'm able to drive off the chest with my elbow, I have a defensive frame baked into this grip, right? And also, I get extra leverage using this as a pivot point. I get extra leverage to make those collar ties heavier. Okay, out here, it's just me pulling with my body weight. I have a lat pull. Here, it can be a lat pull, but it's also using his chest and my elbow as this pivot point to kind of, as I jab him in the chest, I get to pivot off of him. Do a little 2-for-1 here. So collar tie is great, but when we take a collar tie, we want to specifically get our elbow involved. I might take a collar tie like this, especially if I'm already at the momentum already going this way, and I'm gearing up to actually go for a snap down. Then of course my elbow is going to leave his chest. But by default, when I make my initial contact, and I come in for my collar tie, I'm trying to find his chest with my elbow. Secondly, my secondary grip, the first one we're going to drill, we're gonna shoot to just control the inside bicep, but there's plenty of other ones that we're going to go over tonight. But the first thing I want you to do, I want you to get in a good stance. I want you to protect your lead leg. Always have a down block hand. If for some reason you decide to reach with your lead hand, always just be aware, right? My rear hand is going to shift just so I have something there. If he decides to shoot right there, I've got something to get in the way rather than just leaving my leg exposed. So I want you to reach with the rear hand. Ideally, once I've made contact, I want you to come inside, find good head position, grab a collar tie elbow, and I want you to take it inside bicep. Notice my hand never leaves him. I just come straight in. Okay, I can also step in. I'm a left foot forward, so I keep kind of doing this motion. Okay, but most of you are probably more so going to do this. You're going to step in. Whichever one you step in with is up to you. But just realize, like, if you're right-handed, you're probably going to be a right foot lead. So play with either. I tend to automatically just kind of come in with my left because I am a left foot lead and it's more comfortable. But play with it. Once I'm here, I've got my inside bicep tie. Remember, thumbs are involved. Okay, I'm not thumbless until I'm ready to pull. If I want to pull the man, then I'll transition my thumb to the backside and pull. Now, the reason that this is a good setup is, one, it's defensively sound. If he tries to shoot on me right now, it's difficult. My head position is right here on the inside. I've got this inside bicep tie. I've got my elbow. If he can really go for a shot. Very difficult. Very difficult. Notice when he goes, watch my head. Okay. It's there. It's able to track him, change levels with him.
Level change.
Because I'm so attached to him. Okay. So I don't want my head ever like here. I want to be attached to him with my head, with my collar tie. All these grips that we take, we want to stay attached to the man. Okay. Get a good grip. Okay. So right here, it's number one, defensively sound. All right. That's one of the three criteria for a setup. Defensively sound. Secondly, I can make him step. So here, if I want to make him step with his lead leg, I can start to circle out my hips and I can give him a good pull with this collar tie. Okay. Or if I want to attack his lead leg, I can make a switch stance here. As this foot comes forward, my thumb shifts to the tricep and I pull here. Okay. He's still stepped with the rear leg. So I need to get this right. Like get this.
So right here.
No. Yeah. Let's see. Here. Yeah, I need to. So the principle is still the same, that I need to step away from the leg. If I just step kind of at an angle, I'm probably still going to end up, because I'm technically still stepping away from his rear leg. So even if I want to attack this lead leg, I can go into a switch stance, but then I'm still going to step away from that leg. All right, number 3, third criteria. Okay.
And lower back's getting kind of tight.
Where, Josh? Yeah. Take a rest for a second. My lower back's lit up too. All right. Cool. Yep. All right. So here, remember, defensively sound. I can make him take a step however I want, and then third, I can attack both. What I mean by that is just what we were showing, right? I can make him take a step with the rear leg, okay? And I can attack that leg. So as soon as he takes that step, I can come under, and I can grab an outside, or I can do an inside reach. Stay there. All right, I just made him take that step, right? I can come under with an inside reach. Either one, up to you. The main thing to remember is when I want to attack the single, I want to get my foot here. I want to step to the outside right by his foot. If I'm way in front of him, I'm just going to be really reaching for it. But if I'm stepping to his foot, it's going to be a much easier time selecting the leg. I'm keeping my hips under me. Back to your regular stance. Okay. But also, so I can attack that leg, or I can switch stances and I can attack the lead leg, right? So right here, the beauty of this one is he brings his foot already to be in line with mine. Okay. So it's a pretty simple thing.
Yeah, you're already deep.
Yeah, his foot's already there. You don't have to go any further. So 3 criteria.
You need to work on that.
Defensively sound. Secondly, I can make him step with whichever foot. I can move him around however I want. And thirdly, I can attack both feet. Those are the criteria for all good setups here. Okay. So the one we're going to drill is going to be, you can do both of them. Do the lead leg and the rear leg. All right. Let's do a right hand lead for now. Okay. Yep. Get a good athletic stance. So here, all I want you to do is decide which one you want to attack. If you want to attack the lead leg, I'm going to pull with my collar tie here. So I'm going to step up. I'm going to step away from that leg and circle my hips out and give him a good pull here. Okay. As he pulls, I'm coming under. I'm with an inside reach or an outside reach. It's up to you. Play with both, but I'm going to come under and I'm going to try to step to the outside of his foot and keep my head glued to his chest. Not down here, not up here, not out here. It's in no man's land. I'm going to stay glued to him. To finish this, all we're trying to do is collect the leg for now. We're not trying to take him down. To finish this, I'm going to walk into him. We're going to trap the foot right there between our legs. That's where we're going to stop. Okay. So you can attack that rear leg, or okay, or you can go for the switch stance. Okay. Start to circle out. If he brings that foot to you, we're expecting to bring this foot, but if he doesn't, then you can still just attack this one. Okay. But ideally, go ahead and get the regular stance. Here. Right, I'm looking for that one. He might bring me the other one, right? But I'm looking for this one. If he brings this one to me, I'm gonna collect, stay glued to him, walk him down. Okay, questions on those? Remember, you're gonna have to read the guy, all right? So like in that case, like he did not bring the foot, and you too, right? He didn't bring the foot forward without expecting. Could be something to do with where their balance was at the time. Could be something to do with like me doing the technique wrong. Either way, you're gonna have to read it in real time. You might need to adjust or say, that's not the one. I'll wait on the next one. Cool. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, whichever one I'm gonna attack. Right there. Focus on, even if it's happening quick, like I'm going to step and reach with the inside in one motion. Like say this were suspended in time. I've still got this contact with my head and this collar tie. Okay. Like, and this is for you, right? Because I saw you kind of come through, and then you just kind of do this. I want to come through your hand reach, and then collect, or inside reach, sorry. That makes sense.
So maintaining the head high or the
Yeah, I'm gonna, even if it's quick, I'm letting it go, I'm bringing it in. I'm going to inside reach, but I'm maintaining this contact with my collar tie and my head forward until I've like got the contact with my inside reach.
Yeah.
For all these setups, I've got some form of inside control. I make them take a step. I'm defensively sound. I can attack both legs. Like that's all of these are gonna roughly be the same, just with slightly different grips. So we've been running the collar tie elbow, right? And this bicep tie. Now I want you to run let's do wrist. So I'm gonna look to do. All right. I'm going to look to give him a gift, so to speak. Okay, that's what John Danaher says. I present a gift, right? So I'm here. I give him. So yeah, I'm just looking for this wrist to come forward here. Okay, what I'm looking to do now is come down and get a 2-on-1. Okay, and now from here you can come forward and collect just a collar tie like we just were at. Okay. You can also use this to start setting up your Russians, right? If you know what that is, right? But also, I can use this to set up my collar tie. And then what I'm looking to do is instead of this bicep tie, anytime that I can get this wrist, my fingers are right now pointed at y'all. But if I start to shut my arm straight and my shoulder down, I'm gonna rotate his wrist on the inside. Okay, this is where we're setting up from the collar tie and wrist control. It's the same exact thing that we're doing before, except instead of a bicep tie, I actually have surprisingly good control with this wrist internally rotated, more than you might think. Okay, so as he fights, either way, I have ways of manipulating his elbow, okay, and creating pathways to his legs. Okay, so it's the same dance here though. Okay, so as I have this wrist so notice it's like cranking a bike, right? I'm rolling my wrist forward and I've got pretty good control here. Okay, even as he starts to try to fight it off, he opens up access to other things. Okay, but the setup for the single here is I'm looking for this. I get this wrist here, I'm rolling it forward, and now once I'm in, we can do the same exact entries that we were just doing. So I can either attack his rear leg by circling out, okay, pulling him to me. Notice I can make his elbow move, right? That's really important here. Go back. You're back with it?
Oh, yeah, I'm a little tight.
Okay. You want to use Josh?
You can if you want.
Yeah, come on, Josh. Be great. Okay. So we get into a situation where I find this wrist, okay? I roll forward. Now I can do the same exact things that we've been doing with the bicep tie, but just with this wrist. As I step and I pull, I can pull him by simply almost like I'm using my arm like like this little pendulum here, like it's a grandfather clock. I'm gonna take my hand back towards my hamstring. Notice his elbow comes up at the same time. Okay. And yeah, he can slip out here, but as he starts to slip out, I'm already coming in. Okay. One more time. So we come in here. All right. I'm gonna get my collar tie. Right. I can get my bicep tie, but sometimes I'm forget my setup here. Sometimes I'm gonna be able to get to this wrist, right? We can do this by either we can offer our wrist to him and use this to get on the inside, like this, right? Perfect. And we can offer it to him. We can get to the inside, take our collar tie like so. Once I have this, it's the same as before. I can either do a switch stance if I want to attack his lead leg, or I can step away and I can pull. So in this case, I'll step away and I'm going to use this to manipulate his elbow and kind of pull him as I pull with this collar tie and circle out. Here. Okay, from here, it's the same as before. It's coming through and walking into. Questions on that one? One more that you can go ahead and run while we're here is it's very similar. Go ahead and do a good stance. If I can get him to clear this, so let's say a head post or anything, if he starts to kind of try to shut my wrist off, anytime that he if he makes contact with my wrist, if he does this, I can go with it as he's pushing down. I can make contact with his wrist, and I can look to pull him as I hit him in the deltoid with my head. Here, okay, and this is all. I guess this is going to set up some Russians. This is also going to set up just a single on its own, because look at where his head is now and look where his foot is in relation to mine. So from here, I can go ahead and get in on the single. So play with both of those. That's called a cross wrist. Is whenever I get him to shuck it off. Right. If he makes contact at any point and I go with it and I can feed, I can pull, and I can step, or I can step in. But anytime I have this and I get my head in, I have a lot of options in terms of manipulating his posture. I can either take him to the outside, or I can go ahead and attack the single, attack the Russian. Pretty good grip, pretty good little sequence there. I've been learning that one today. Questions on that? Play with the wrist. It's all basically the same, right? But if you're going to take a wrist grip, don't just have it like this. Like roll the wrist forward. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. All I'm looking for you to do is we're gonna play like we're just gonna call it 3x3 for now. I don't have a great title for it yet. The goal is I'm gonna let them in. Like I'm gonna give them some good looks, a little bit of resistance, right? Like we're not just drilling, but I'm going to like let him work until he accomplishes 3 takedowns. Right? I'm not just gonna give it to him, but I'm also not gonna like go out of my way to deny him everything. Being a good training partner, letting him learn, give him some good looks. Once he gets me down 3 times, now it's my turn to get him down 3 times. Okay. So you're going, but you're also like, this is where you, especially newer, you just got to learn how to calibrate where like you're actually making them work for it, but you're not like they're actually getting some valuable work and they're actually getting to hit the takedown. Okay. Questions on that? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Anything we've been like, it doesn't have to be something we've been working. I'd like you to work these singles for sure. Like be thinking about the singles, but if you see other things, go for it.
Have you shown a single takedown to completion?
They've been good
Thank
to me on Wednesday.
Does anybody not know at least one single takedown, one single leg takedown? Okay. We'll pick this up. Maybe Chad, you can also pick some of this up Wednesday. You want? Yeah, we can grab some stuff too before then. Todd's teaching tomorrow. So if you want to come for that, he's a great teacher, 18 years of experience. So highly recommend it. He's an 18-year practitioner and been coming here for once
The
a week.
dude with the beard, and you went with him at the seminar over here, and he kind of like pinned you.
He's always got black on.
He's very helpful,
Oh,
very good
yeah,
teacher,
yeah.
very helpful.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's tomorrow. Wednesday's Chad. I'll be here Thursday. OG Delaney is Saturday. So and it's donate any amount to the Hess family.
What time is that?
9 to 11. It's only 2 hours.
And what's the okay? It's a donation thing, but it starts at 9 to 11. Okay.
Any amount to the Hess family. So the stuff's on our website, Instagram. If you need to make your donation.
To what?
There's we're doing a wrestling seminar with OG Delaney Saturday.
Most
It's just a benefit for a family. A kid's got a really bad heart defect and needs surgery, and it's just raising money for them. So any donation gets you into the seminar. Cool. Any other questions?
When is I'll take it for
Plus food?
Yeah.
24th. Yeah. And Mason will be here next week. Mason Dollar will be here next week, but that's just for us. I'm not right at a seminar.
Is he coming like all week? Like,
I probably should be 3 days now. Yes, he ended up getting an Ultimate Fighter to coach all the grapplers for Chell. So he wasn't able to come for the whole time. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right. Any other questions? All right, let's get 3x3 for the whole 8 minutes. Just we're going back and forth, give each other some good looks, keep each other safe.